30th. Just wanted to track this. I ended the last video with that awareness that the 3, right? The dreams is the feminine energy that creates the map, right? The middle part before taking the way, right? Map, it shows the way. So when I wrote down, I was looking at it right now, and I put the 3 words, dreams, and then map, and then the way, it shows the way. Then I read, initially it was 3 separate concepts, dreams, right? And then a map, an actual map, and then the way, it shows the way. But then I was reading it out loud over, well, dreams map the way, dreams map the way. Dreams map out the way. For each one of us, right? For each one of us, our dreams map out the way, whether it's the healing that needs to be done first, right? Or the answer that you need for that next challenge, right? Yeah. Dreams map the way. And so then if you're tapped in, then to a certain degree, right? Tapped in to this larger collective, then to a certain degree you're connected to, most of us will be connected to mapping the way together. To mapping the way together. Creating what needs to be created together. Dreams map the way. Dreams map the way. For one and for the collective. Dreams map the way. I just wanted to document that before I forget, because Yubi has a lot of doodle ideas, and so I just wanted to make sure I remember that, just in case I lose this. I mean, I try to keep all my post-its, but there's only so much. There's only so many I can hold on to. Then I have to toss them. So there's that. The other part was this awareness. So I'm a part of this, kind of a part of this group with Miss Christina. I haven't physically or timely connected with them. I get the videos afterwards, only because I keep forgetting to put it in my calendar, and or I'll have a client at the time that they start and I don't want to interrupt because I know they do meditations and stuff. But it's astrology talk, and she provides like an update on just the movements and the impact as a way to help empower us, right? To be more aware of what's coming, not to be afraid, but more so to see the opportunities in the challenges, because there's that ebb and flow of you need the challenges to be able to expand and grow, right? And change. So I'm listening to them share and just kind of where they're at, and hopefully the next one I'll take more of an active role. It just depends on when it lands, the moon, the new moon and the full moon, because I tend to do it around those days, and whether or not I have clients those days, those evenings. But I thought it was interesting. To see how they were using astrology. Again, it's not like a world that I'm completely aware of, aside from the information that I do have right now and that I've been able to sit with. And again, it's this awareness within me that I'm not supposed to kind of be a professional or have an area of expertise in only one area, but more so this general awareness of the knowledge in science and math and psychology and biology and, you know, just right, and enough to kind of put the commonalities, right, together to make it to that same concept of bridging the gap, bridging the gap, right? Because it's you know, when you learn something and it's science related, you're like, oh, this only occurs in the science world. No, it doesn't. Apply it to the other parts of your life, right? With the exception of the Pythagorean theorem, I have no idea how to apply it. For all I know, I could be applying it without even realizing it. And that only came up because at the graduation that I went to, I was talking about that with my brother-in-law or cousin-in-law, if you will, where we were just reflecting on high school. And we're like, how much of this do we really know, right? How much of this do we really still apply in real life? And having this awareness that, you know, we don't. And unless you're going into that area where you're using it on a daily basis, but most of us don't, right? Our application of what we know is different. And then what we do need to know, we don't get taught, right? Which is about relationships, which is about emotions, which is about how to do life with other people. And that's minimized and or not acknowledged, and or it's set up in a way where there's discipline, right? So we were talking about that. So we were talking about the Pythagorean theorem, and, you know, and I'm like, I've never had to use that in my life outside of school. So anyways, hearing this group talk about astrology and listening and seeing how they're applying it to their lives, and that it's not, you know, a lot of people think, oh, you believe in astrology, oh, you worship the gods. No. That's an assumption. And it's more the way, I liked how they worded it. They're like, you know, we're trying to reinforce or the way they each personally use it, right? They were sharing, and I liked how someone shared that it's looked at more as a time. Oh, what did she say? A reference of time, where you have an idea, because we're all in motion, right? And so this awareness that things are cyclical, time is cyclical, right? You know, there's the beginning of the hour, the middle of the hour, and the end of the hour, and then it starts again, just a new hour. And you know, months are cyclical, right? The weather is cyclical, the seasons, right, depending on where you live, are cyclical to a certain degree. So the way that this person looks at astrology is it's just a timing of when, you know, to anticipate maybe more constriction, right, or more challenges, right, and where to focus your energy on in the opposing way, right? So if we're anticipating challenges in this side, that means that's where you're going to focus your energy for expansion. Like, what do you need to focus on to expand that, right, to push it out from this constriction? And I really appreciated how they tied it into the current events, right, about how when people are pushing other agendas during a time of constriction, right, it's this element of in the political world where a lot of people are terming it, I'm just saying it out loud, thinking about it out loud, when people get upset when there's something going on and then there's another distraction, right? We look at it as a distraction. Oh, they don't want to deal with the other issue, right? And then another agenda gets pushed, right? And they're like, oh, it's just a distraction from what's really going on. That's what it made me think of. That it's really, they're just using the chaos of whatever topic is at hand, right? To it creates an opening, because all of this attention is going over here, right? And so then it's like, okay, then let's push this out, right? It's an expansion. It's just that people don't see it that way, right? They view it in another way. as a distraction, or oh, don't be blinded by that. This is still this issue, right? This problem still needs our attention. And everyone's like, no, let's work on, where it needs to be the other way around, right? It's when something tragic happens, don't focus all your energy on that. It's more like, okay, focus on the solution to create an expansion. Focus on even if that means let's shift our attention briefly into something else, right? Until this dies down, and then you address that again during the next cycle, or like it's definitely shifting my mindset in terms of the application of it in the political world. It's interesting. I just want to share that awareness because I hadn't thought about it that way until right now that I'm saying it out loud, and then how they said it too, how they worded it. I was like, oh, that's so interesting. It's an interesting way to look at it. So we'll see. Maybe I'll actually be a part of it in vivo, right? Versus getting the recording afterward. But I'm grateful for that. Just to hear, other people's perceptions, people who are more familiar with astrology. Because it's funny. I think a lot of people think I'm really, I don't know enough. I know enough, but I don't know a lot. I know enough to take the benefit from it. I don't feel like I need to be the master in it. It goes back to how I was viewing myself with these courses that I'm putting together. It's I know enough. I know enough that it's helpful. Right? So then what does that say about each one of us, right? We don't have to be an expert in one focus, one area, right? It's like for each one of us, it's enough for your own path, right? Know enough for you, right? Whatever is in alignment with you, whatever that looks like, however connected you are, whether it's focusing on yourself or if you're meant to focus more on the community, right? Yeah. Anyways, just thought that was interesting. I wanted to share. All right, that's all. Hi, my name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us, in whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth. This just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, you know, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best, and you know, we'll see what else comes next for me.